Stress, as we all know, or as we all should know, is anything that causes a sense of wear and tear on the body and on the mind. And there are a multiplicity of things that could be stressful to anybody. Some of those things are thoughts and things that occur within ourselves. Some of those things are things that are external to us, and we can describe the whole legion of them. The power failing, the car not starting, the child being unruly, all sorts of things. So stress is an intrinsic part of life. It's even more intrinsic to the idea of living in a city. The very nature of city life is intrinsically stressful. So if anybody who lives where a large number of other people live should not contemplate the possibility of living a stress-free life. Rather, their focus should be on how to manage the stress in their lives. And a major way of dealing with that is to build in anti-stress measures into the nature of one's everyday, to the fabric of one's everyday existence. Of course, you want to keep down the things that cause you stress to a level that is manageable on a continuous basis. Some of the things that tend to lead to stress are uncertainty and discomfort, inability to control variables that are relevant to one's existence. So one way of going about keeping stress levels down is to try to predict and control as many things as possible that one encounters in a day. See that your car is in good condition, so that you anticipate the things that are likely, the fees that you're likely need to pay for your children, so that you anticipate the bills that are likely to come and make arrangements for them. The discomfort of doing those things far outweighs the anxiety and discomfiture you feel when they happen upon you and you're unprepared for them. So control as many variables as possible. Secondly, and I said, as I mentioned before, a major requirement of being healthy through a life that is intrinsically shot through with stress, as city life is to build anti-stress measures into the fabric of one's existence. And how do you do that? People who are isolated, have a very low vulnerability, have a very high vulnerability to stress. That means they have a very low threshold for coming down with stress-related problems. So don't be isolated. Relate with people who have warm, trusting relationships with your wife, with your family, and things, and see that you engage with them on a continuous basis. Apart from isolation, people who do not exercise or do not exercise regularly are also very vulnerable to stress. So say that you remain physically and emotionally fit by exercising regularly. There are other things that people do when they are stressed, which conversely, if they do not do, it helps them to cope with stress. For instance, people will resort to things like drinking and taking drugs sometimes to deal with high stress levels. And the converse of that is really that if you want to live a life that deals effectively with stress, you should avoid recourse to things like that. You should spend more energy doing the wholesome things and avoid doing the unwholesome things. The wholesome things are exercise, building good, confiding relationships, working in a good and conducive work environment, controlling as many variables as possible in your life. It might be strange to hear a scientist talking about religion, but actually religion does come in. If you situate your life within a fabric of global or universal certainty, which is the sort of thing that religion gives. It doesn't matter whether it is Islam or Christianity or whatever, as long as you have a firm belief in it. It helps to put one's mind at rest, and it helps to keep stress at bay. So there's a good way to go in dealing with stress, especially in the city, and there's a bad way to go. The more people go in the good way, the more wholesome, more stress manageable our city environment will be. And we need to develop that, and we need to educate the generality of people about this so that we can continue to have wholesome, we can build city living in our country that is wholesome for the people who are in it. Cities are not about the buildings, they are about the people. And if the people are not happy, if they are perpetually under stress, and they don't know how to deal with that stress, and they have problems. And stress on the individual level can affect any organ of the body. It generally makes you miserable, it generally makes you tough. Over time, it diminishes the quality of your life and the quality of your output. It has a return on investment in that it affects your judgment and affects your creativity and your output. So society and the individual suffer where stress levels are not managed in the individual. Even the good corporate employer has a stake in reducing the stress, keeping the stress levels of the employees at a manageable level, so as to optimize, not just because they want to be philanthropic and they want to have happy employees, but having unhappy, stressed employees has a negative effect on the balance sheet of the company. That's the message.